see, is getting afforded to efficient funds error, and it's telling me to put it in my service job match files. So that'll be this file.
Mm-hmm.
So it can give me the job match and percentage on where I will fall at. Can
Okay.
you see my screen?
Yeah, I can say. So did you add the code exactly where I told you to add it?
I didn't add the code because I didn't want to change this particular code
Well,
from
then
here.
then just create a copy of it and just test it there. Because how are you going to get what you are looking for if you don't want to change anything?
Right. True.
Because your
True.
current code gives you what you don't want. So in order for you to get what you want, you would have to change the code, right? But I think what you are trying to say is you just don't want to mess up the original version of the code. So
Exactly.
so yeah, just create a copy of the original version of the code and
Hmm.
store it somewhere. Then then create a copy. Then create a copy of the ones the one you do. Create a copy of it. Then change that one around based on what Claude is giving you, and you should be good.
Okay. Because I don't want to pay for it because this particular service costs a pretty penny. Um, this well not Google, well not the job list was this the scraper right here, and
Mm-hmm.
I am gonna do another one for as Indeed, uh, Glassdoor, all of them for as where I fit in that,
Okay.
for as that goes. But you
Yeah.
know, see, it gave me a list of it. It's like a data type of thing for as Houston. Give me the job title, company location, the job link where I, this is what they call automatic. Well, not automatic. I can apply to it right from here instead of going through the job searching all of them. But the
Mm-hmm.
percentage thing, what I really need is for it'll give me the job description, the 80%, 20, 30, 70, 60. If
So
I don't
the
match for it, I don't match for it.
so what is your job match and your job? What is your job match percent? What is that comparing you to see if you match? Is it your resume or what?
Yeah, it's my resume for what I got right here.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
so
Okay.
it got all my information.
I see. Okay, I see.
Uh,
All right. Yeah, I think just create a copy of this folder and that's what I'll do. Create a copy of it, put it somewhere.
mhm.
Then the current one you are playing with, just whatever Claude tells you to change or ChatGPT tells you to change, just change it. Honestly, they do a good job at that. So I would trust what they are saying. Even sometimes they might not necessarily make mistakes, but whatever they are giving, either ChatGPT or Claude is giving you may not do exactly what you want it to do. But
Hmm.
but you keep tweaking it, you keep telling it, this is what I want, this is what I don't want, and eventually you'll get the right code. So
Gotcha. Gotcha.
so
All right.
they do a very good job at it. So I would yeah, that's what I would use. But writing Node.js code is definitely out of my areas of expertise.
Yeah, I had some problems with it when I first started working on a project because I had to change the only thing you really had to change was the environment. You since it's being at the bottom of the list, you got to move it to the top of the list for it to start reading everything. Because it was at first it was only reading in PowerShell, but
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't reading it in VS Code. But
Mm-hmm.
all I had to do is just change the environment, paste it, move it at the top of the list, and it worked. It worked perfect for this
Mm-hmm.
particular code. Uh, that's what I've been working on for us. That go. If anybody wants something similar to this, I can help you on out with it. I think the total cost for this is about I think it's about I think it's like 29 $29. but it's free for 3 days. So I'm working on a free thing. I'm working on a free plan for this. But if anybody wanna this kind of setup, they have it automatic where you could just you don't have to just keep going to LinkedIn or Indeed. You could just go right here and you can apply for it right in there. You have the URL, you have the post dated, full time, hybrid.
So
You have you have a whole bunch of good stuff. What's up?
so when you click on that link, it takes you to LinkedIn, or it takes you
Mm-hmm.
to the LinkedIn page to apply for it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. All right. So is this just scraping just LinkedIn, or does it scrape other job platform as well?
Yeah, other platforms as well.
Okay.
Well,
But I
yeah,
only see
it
LinkedIn here.
for us
On
for
your
us a LinkedIn. Yeah, it
uh,
got LinkedIn, but I also have another job script called RS. I think RSS. It's a
mm-hmm.
scraper. And
Okay. So
yeah.
yeah, this says LinkedIn job scraper. So I think it only
Mm-hmm.
probably works for
Mm-hmm.
just
This
LinkedIn.
yeah, yeah, this is the only for the LinkedIn. This is just the actor. I have another actor, but I can do it also from I can change the actor. I can change this actor to Indeed or to Glassdoor or to any one of them. But the only thing I really wanted was the job percentage to see where I fall in at and the job description.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I wanted. But I didn't get a chance to only thing I've been working with was the LinkedIn. Like you say, I was tweaking it and putting certain things where it's supposed to go, but don't want to change it. But I know I'm gonna have to change it because I don't want to pay Chat GPT or money to do this. But
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to write a code for it for it to happen that way. But
Yeah.
this is what I came up with. If anybody wanna want this kind of project, I guess, um, get with me and I walk you through how I did it and it gave me all the jobs percentage, but that's what I'm working on for is I got to get the percentage for the jobs. So
Okay.
that's what I'm at with. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I mean, if it can, the thing is probably just working out all the kinks out of it to
Mm-hmm.
to working out all the kinks to get you exactly what you're looking for. But I think
Right,
I
right,
think you have the right idea. If this works for you, that's fine.
right. Yeah, yeah, it's another actor, but I can go back and choose another like indie actor and it'll give me.
Yeah.
Uh, no, I ain't signed up for that one. Well, that's what I got, bro. That's what I got.
Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, cool. I think it looks good. Mm. Yeah, just play around with it and see what type of results you get, and if you're able to do, if it does exactly what if you are getting the type of results you want out of it. Yeah, that's what
Mm-hmm.
I'll say.
I'm getting the results out of it.
Okay.
Because this is my result right here.
Mhm.
For the job links and posts and stuff like that. So
Okay. Cool.
yeah,
Cool. All right. Cool. Yeah. Thanks, then.
yeah.
All right. Does anyone else have any question on just anything in general about your projects? So I started re-recording all the projects. So I'm going to change some few things around, not major stuff, but looking at what we already have, I'm going to update some of the stuff. So I feel like some of the projects is redundant. So for example, the first static website project, the one we had to do, not the one we do in the default VPC, but the one we do in the using the 3-tier architecture, I'm just going to remove that. So the static website will just be the deploying it in the default VPC, and that's it. So that will be where we start from. The other one, I think that's just redundant. I'll remove that. Then we'll go straight to the WordPress and the dynamic project. Then from there, we go to the um, EC Docker ECS project, Kubernetes project, then Terraform. The Terraform project, I also want to make that update that in a way where you won't have to rely on a snapshot or AMI to complete that project. So in the Terraform project, Terraform will just build everything from you from scratch. Same as the ECS one. So I started recording the static website because that's the beginning. Then I would update everything else as we go. Also, for like installing stuff, I'm not going to include, maybe I will include that in the beginning of the project, but with certain things where we have to do certain things, like maybe like creating a key pair, um, installing Docker or whatever that would be, maybe in the beginning of the course, I will create kind of like a prerequisite where those are the things you have to have ready to start the project. Uh, so that's to make the actual video for the course where you guys are actually doing stuff much shorter. Um, so yes, but I've already started recording it. So I will, but I'm also thinking about probably a way to. I'm also thinking about how to how I'm going to what's the word I'm looking for? I mean, distribute it, or I want it to be accessible, but at the same time I don't want to give it out for free either. So I'm thinking about what um how to do. I'm thinking about how to do it. So the idea that is on my mind now that I'm still thinking about, nothing is final yet, is most likely probably making the content of the course free, but the materials you use, probably like the script, the code, yeah, the script, the code, or any additional supporting resources that I would uh, that you guys will use to complete the project would not be free. Like that one, then you have to subscribe to have access to those ones, but watching the videos on how to do it, that would be free. So I'm still thinking about it. I don't know yet. So I'm still thinking about exactly how I'm going to structure it. Because I do want it to be accessible to as many people as it can be accessible to.
Good
So
question, Aziz.
yeah.
I'm just curious. Like a single project, how long does it take for you to like complete a single project? For you to record it and do everything?
A single project might take me like a week. It just depends. So recording the project is not the difficult part, it's the editing that takes time. And
Oh,
since
I see.
I'm not like the best edit. I can edit my own video. I actually edit majority of my videos, but I have a good friend of mine that really does a good job at editing videos. He's good at That's his job. So he knows how to edit videos very well. Um so I'll use him most of the time, but sometimes I edit them myself. And when I edit the videos myself, it takes me long time. So it's the editing that takes time.
I
So
see.
editing, arranging everything together again, making sure all my notes, uploading them. There is a quite a good amount of time that goes into the video. And I'm just even talking about the static website. For the dynamic one, the Terraform ones, those might even take much longer. So
Because I understand how long well, it's not relatively long. Because just I'm just imagining like doing everything from the scratch like you did and um recording everything. and
Hmm.
I will just imagine like how much time it will go into it, you know, and
Yeah,
it's just amazing.
it's a lot of work, but I I'm not trying to I try not to think about the overall end goal, right? I try to think about one project at a time. So right now I need to do the static website one. So I'll record that, post it, then I'll move on to the WordPress one, record it, and I'll just keep tackling it one project at a time. Then before you know, I'm at the last project. Um, yeah, so that's usually how I always approach it. But yes, it takes time to record the videos, edit them, and post them. You know, and usually even when I use my friend to edit the video, I still have to pay him. So and another thing is some of the videos, I only just even want to record make it much better. But some of the videos where we are installing things like Docker and stuff like that, I'll probably just reuse the videos from the other one. So, but the
Yeah.
things where things the management console has changed, or maybe there's something else we need to do, a different approach that I feel we need to take. For example, in some of my projects, we are using SSH to connect to the EC2 instance, but
Mhm.
I prefer to use the endpoint. So I'll just update things like that in the project. So
Honestly,
just to make it more efficient.
yeah, yeah, I like the fact that we also use SSH because uh, I I got the chance to see both the EC2 Instant Connect and SSH. But
Hmm.
it's a kind of, I know it's not much in use nowadays,
Hmm.
but it's good to have those kind of knowledge. I think it's just useful. The SSH one, I don't think we should just, well, it's up to you really. It's just a suggestion that in the, although SSH is not like in use as much as it used to be,
Hmm.
I think it's a good idea to still leave it in there because it's a useful knowledge, I believe.
I agree. I agree. Yeah, so the very first project is going to be SSH. So in that project, the static one, in that project, I'll walk you through both the Windows method and the Mac method of connecting to your EC2 instance. So yes, the SSH will be there, but then for like the dynamic ones, once we move on to that, it will be using the endpoint. Yes, but I agree, the SSH will be there, and it will be in the at the very beginning of the course. So, and it will be extensive on just showing you exactly how to connect to your EC2 instance. But I'll use PowerShell instead of using PuTTY. I'm not going to use for Windows. I'll use PowerShell, and for Mac, I'll just use the regular Mac terminal. So you will learn that in the beginning um, of the project, and then all the other projects will just use the endpoint. So I agree with you. Yeah, it's good to understand both methods.
Yep. Hey, Aziz, this is Live speaking. Can you hear me?
Hey, I can hear you. How are you?
Hey, yeah, I'm sure you've heard from me in the chat. I was the one kind of bugging you about the assignment 5 for the repository to Fort. Yeah, so I was able to check it this morning and I was able to access it. So thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
yeah, and also as far as the video editing, I think I could attest to that because sometimes I try to make videos for like Instagram and TikTok or whatnot, but in trying to do it recently, I see that it really takes a lot of time, especially getting like special effects and just trying to coordinate everything. So I could kind of resonate with what you were saying about video editing. Yeah, it definitely does take a lot of time for that. And also one thing is so from like after joining, my situation is I'm a software engineer trying to switch over to the cloud side.
Hmm.
Just want to get from you, like, how is it often you see things, somebody trying to make the transition and like, as far as making that transition, I guess I'm trying to say is there like a big barrier or is this something that could be done like basically like a smooth transition, trying to transition from software engineering to cloud engineering? And I know it could vary, but like, what's your thought?
Um, Honestly, I think the transition for software engineers might probably even be a little bit simpler than regular people that are just transitioning from maybe like a non-tech background. And
Okay.
the reason why I said that is because um, since you are already in software engineering, you have understanding of certain things, especially writing codes. Writing codes,
Yeah.
even for me, as an experienced cloud engineer, I don't understand like a lot of code when it comes to like Node.js, those Go or stuff like that. I don't understand writing the code part, but I understand the cloud part of my job. I understand how to write scripts.
Yeah.
So if you are someone that already understand how to write code, you are already like I feel like you are halfway there, right? All you need to do
Mhm.
is just learn about AWS or whatever cloud you are trying to learn. Learn about
Yeah.
their services, what service they offer, and how to configure those services. And once you learn that, then you learn how to automate those services with tools like Terraform. So
Okay.
I don't think it's harder. I think it will be much simpler because, for example, when we get to the part where we are using Git, right? You already
Yeah.
use Git as a software engineer. You already use Git and GitHub or whatever source control you use, right? So you already understand a lot of those, um, updating your code, pushing your code, creating pull requests, things like that, right? So I think it will be much simpler because as a software engineer, you understand certain concepts that would also apply the same exact way in cloud. So with
Yeah.
cloud, all you need to do is just learn the AWS services, how to configure them, then you are good.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I kind of thought much. Thanks.
Yeah. So you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Yeah. So I think you're on the right path. You'll be fine.
Uh,
Yeah.
rather than having like uh, a stop or like you having something stopping you, I think you have an edge over others because you have, as Aziz said, um, like the edge that you have is, I think, uh, is more than those people that are just starting new and into cloud. And I think it's a good thing that you're diversifying into cloud. It's a great idea because it's good to have knowledge in different aspects, and especially if you're a software engineer, it's going to be very, very useful in the cloud. So
Yeah.
good on
Yeah.
you, lad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks. And also another thought is anybody can answer this too, but Aziz, like are there like roles do you see specifically that do a lot of coding? Because I will still kind of like to do coding like a lot in the cloud too. So if you
For
understand
sure.
what I'm saying.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I do for sure. Oh, yes, they are. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's the advantage you have because some companies will like you to have all those skills. And I was telling them a couple of last month or a couple of months back, my previous job, that was actually the reason why I left the job because originally I was hired as a cloud engineer. I've been working there for 2 years. But then
Okay.
when we got new management, he was moving in the direction where he wants you to be a software engineer slash cloud engineer. So he wants you to write the code and also do the deployment as well. And there
Mm.
are a lot of companies that um, would prefer that. Not to say that is the for those that don't want to code, you don't have to worry because in my current job, I don't write any code. But we have software engineers that write the code. I just work with them and I deploy it, right? So,
Yeah.
but for you, Larry, since that's what you want to do, yes, I mean that is even a plus when you are um when you are applying and you are doing your interview and you can not only write the code and you can deploy it. It's even an advantage. So I'm
Okay.
saying like, yeah, anything software engineers learning cloud is always going to be an advantage. I don't think there's any disadvantage there at all. And I'm also from a professional standpoint, you are also diversifying your skill in a way where you'll be protected. So if you can find a job that is strictly software engineering, or they aren't hiring or whatever the case may be, you can work as a cloud engineer. So, I mean, I don't see in going this route, I just don't see how you will lose. I just think is all positive all around. So, um, yeah. So I don't see any disadvantage to what you are doing at all.
Yep.
Is
Yep.
where I would like to be, but at this point in my career, I just don't think I would rather spend my time learning, perfecting my AWS skills, learning some services, or even learning other cloud platform and be multi-cloud, as opposed to going the learning how to write code part. So
Mm.
I can try to understand like how code works, basic syntax of the code, and I think that's as far as I'll go with it. But it wouldn't be it wouldn't be like what you guys do as a software engineer, where I'll be trying to code an application all day long. Like I feel like I can use my time better by just learning. There's so many things to learn in the cloud and so many things to do. So I would rather focus on that than learning code. That is just me personally. But for some of you, if you feel writing the code and also learning the cloud deployment is very important, then go for it. You know, everyone has different career goals. So, but with what you are doing, I don't see how you will lose. I think is all you're going to gain a lot
But
all around. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
hmm,
No. Hello. Mr. Emmanuel, you had your hand up, right? Yeah. So yes, Ahmed, yes, there is a lot of opportunities for doing automation, right? So, and as cloud engineer, I feel like that's pretty much what we do the most, just automating things. And if it's not troubleshooting and solving problem, is automating. So yeah. So does anyone have any other question? Yeah. Um, Dylan, I haven't figured out how much I want to, but it will be something. So I think I still want to keep like the mentorship. The mentorship. Is someone saying something? Because I feel like I'm hearing stuff. Mr. Emmanuel, maybe you're talking, but I can't really hear you. Sorry. I see your mic is unmuted, but I can't hear you.
was about closer.
Probably could stand easy.
Um, okay, maybe his mic is just unmuted. All right. So yeah, so but for the mentorship one, I still want to keep it this how it is. But then for the subscription one, I think that's what I'll do. Like for like the subscription one, the videos will be you will have access to the videos to watch it, but then the resource you have to subscribe to have access to the resource. I think that's how I want to do it. But it will be, I think it will be very cheap. It will be even be cheaper than what it is now, my subscription thing now. Just because I've read quite a few feedback, and I've just kind of like consider it. Um, I really don't want to gatekeep any information, right? But at the same time, I don't want to do it for free either. You know, I like for example, if i- I was showing you guys the other day that we've had on this session we've had more than 100 class. So if I'm doing it every week, for on average 3 hours, sometimes 4 every weekend, right? And that's not even the people I meet with during the week and all that stuff, right? That's a lot of time I'm putting into it, and it's not something that I should do. I feel like I should be doing for free, right? So I'm committed to it, but at the same time, it's good to work at something and have something to show for it after a while. So that's the only reason why it is not free. And also for the site that I'm using, because as you guys know, how you guys are able to watch the video on my site the way it is not every site gives you that type of template that you can use to watch it, right? The site that I'm using to do it they also charge me. So I'm paying, and I pay in relation to how many students I have active on my platform, right? So for every active student, I pay because I only have a limit of how many students I can have. That's also another reason why I charge for it. So
As is good on you, really, because honestly, you saved me a lot of time. So it doesn't matter if you charge. I think it's reasonable because honestly, when I finished my certification and got the solutions architect certification, I was lost in the way because I didn't know what to do next, and I got to your platform and I just it was a no-brainer for me because I didn't even think about it twice. Like, this is what I needed. It doesn't matter.
mhm,
And because I believe if I was going to do that on my own, it's going to take me years, honestly, if not months, if not years,
I
to
agree.
get the information that I've been able to get from you. So I
Mhm,
don't think it should be for free either, really. So
Yeah, I don't think it should be for free neither. I love your prices. It's cool. I learned too much. Then you go into other platforms like of course AWS, Azure. I'm pretty sure you're knowledgeable in all those kind of lanes. But if you don't know, you quick to say, yeah, I don't know what's going on with this, like you told me earlier. I don't know too much about Node.js, but you point us in the right direction where we can know more about it,
mhm,
and that's the key part of it. You know what I
mhm.
mean, I have no problem. I just want to know if it's gonna be expensive or not.
Yeah.
If it's expensive,
Oh, no, no, no. It's not. It's not.
it's okay. But I
No.
don't think none of us want you to get taken advantage of. If you really want to learn something, you'll be here every week trying to get
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
No, it's not going to be more expensive than what it is now. It will probably be cheaper. So no, I'm not dropping the weekly meeting. I'll still have it because I honestly I enjoy this Saturday meeting. I really do. So we'll still have this meeting. This part I'm not going to drop it. I'll still have the mentorship one where if you want to be part of like the meeting, like kind of like how we are doing here, where you ask me question and we can talk about everything. Because for me, cloud journey is not necessarily um it's not about just cloud for me. For me, that's why I call it like a mentorship thing. I think it's just more of like a way of bettering ourselves where um everyone has a goal where we are trying to get to, whether it's professional or financially, right? So for me, that's kind of like what has happened since I started. I started from working at the gas station. Like I've done so many different odd jobs too, kind of like where I am now. And that is when I started, that is what I wanted to share when I started all this whole thing. So that's why the Saturday class, if you guys say, when we don't have much of cloud questions, I talk about options, investing, just kind of like things I'm doing to try to put myself in a better financial state, and I share all that stuff with you guys. And you guys, if you guys are here, you don't have to pay me any extra for that. I mean, I'll share whatever information. If I'm doing something and it works, I'll share with you guys, you know. So but I'm not going to increase the price. It's not going to be more expensive. I think if anything, it's going to be cheaper. So I'll have the mentorship thing, which is this one. Then the subscription, I'll have the subscription where that one is also going to be cheaper, and um everyone will have access to the videos. So all the videos, you guys, everyone will have access to it. But if you want the resource, like the code, the application code and things that you will need to complete the project, then you can subscribe to download them. Or if you have the application, another application code that fits the framework of what we are deploying, then you can use it and just follow the example in the video. So I think I want to try that method, because I was thinking about it. I don't want to gatekeep any type of information at all. And also another thing I would say is for anyone that's watching, like those of you that are watching on YouTube whatever, right? You guys don't be in this journey. One thing I found is, and I used to be the same exact way, where we would pay for everything. Like there was once in a time in my life where I would pay for everything, but I won't pay for information, right? You'll feel like if someone is giving you information, it should be free. Like they should just be able to tell you stuff. No. Um, and you shouldn't look at it that way. Now my since I've started this journey and I see how I've learned how finding the right information and even be willing to pay for it can really change your life, right? And it's just what Ridwan said. What I'm giving you is um, a proven method that works, right? And a extensive years of research that can get you to where you need to go in a shorter amount of time. Because think about it, all this project when I was doing them, when I started, no one had any of this project out. So it took me years just to figure out how to do these projects, right? And there's a lot of trials and errors, a lot of sleepless night, right? But I was able to figure it out, and that's what I'm giving you. And and sometimes the difference is when some people start their cloud journey and they give up sooner because they just run into so many different obstacles that they can't figure it out, and they just feel like, okay, you know what, this is not for me. I just can't. So it's like what we really want to say. So what I'm giving you guys is just that I'm giving you a shortcut on I'm pretty much combining all the things you have to learn in a clear and concise way, and I'm pretty much presenting it to you as simple as ABC. I think you don't have to buy my course, but I'm saying like anytime you are trying to learn something, you are trying to advance at something, don't hesitate to pay for something. The only thing you need to do is in the beginning, do your due diligence, right? Check, do extensive research on whoever is presenting the course to you, including me. Do extensive research and make sure whatever the person is says they are offering is what they are offering, and whatever results they claim they they've gotten from whatever they are trying to sell to you is what they actually have. That's the only thing you need to do. Do your due diligence before you send your money to someone and pay for anything. But other than that, you should always have a mindset of paying for stuff, especially if it's like an information you feel is going to help you. Yeah, you should always have a mindset of paying for it. Yeah, so Ahmed said it uses the same three-tier VPC that we use in our project at work. Exactly. It's the same way with me too. Um, Pretty much everything, 90% of the stuff we do in our project, I've used it at work at some point. It's the same thing. That's what I'm saying. When you learn how to create a VPC with public and private subnets, there's no other way you can create it. At your job, they aren't coming up with some advanced thing for your VPC, or the only difference is maybe at your job, they may add endpoint, add add other features to their VPC. But how you will create a VPC with public and private subnet now and deploy your application in it is the same exact way you'll create it at work. So there's no difference. So um so yes, you guys just be willing to whatever information you are looking for, just be willing to pay for it. I mean, you shouldn't, and not everything that's free would get you the type of results you want. But at the same time, I don't want to be a gatekeeper for any of this information too. I want as many people to have access to it. I want a lot of people to have access to it. And I don't want financial reason to be I don't want finances to be the reason why you're not taking advantage of it. No. So it won't be more expensive. It will be cheaper. All right. Does anyone have any other question? All right, go ahead, Sean.
Hey, Fees, I just got on. I guess are you releasing another platform or subscription or what's going on? I
Oh
want
yeah.
you to
Oh
set
yeah.
it up real quick.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I was saying that I started recording the videos for the projects all over, right? Just to update whatever needs to be updated in it. And I'm going to remove certain things from the projects that I feel like we don't need and just make it clear and concise. And I also said that I'm thinking about making all the projects free in terms of like the videos everyone will have access to watch the video both on my platform and on YouTube, right? But but um but the thing about it is whatever resource we use to create the project, whether it's the application code, whatever reference file I have, the script, you would have to subscribe to be able to download them. But the videos itself that we use to build the application will be free. So that's what I said. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And if since I got you real quick, I just want to ask you about it. So I'm working on an Azure project. It's dealing with Sentinel, which is something like Guard Duty and Amazon. And I'm trying to create, well, they have what you call this thing called logic apps, where it's kind of like step functions where it basically like something happens and it basically moves through another application and push down to another application to get a result.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I'm trying to do is figure out a way, or tell me if this would a way that it would look when I finish the project, where it would look like a task that involves cloud security engineering. So is that something like so? And then some DevOps stuff with. How would you go about structuring that project per se? If you were doing it to try to highlight cloud security engineer skills with DevOps skills, would you do like Terraform? How would you do it? How would you automate that? Because Logic App kind of does a lot of automation with the they like playbooks, I guess you would call them.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to make sure that I'm trying to showcase the skills they that I'm trying to land in that area.
So what, and sorry, can you repeat that the part of exactly what you're trying to do, where
So
you said if something fails in an application, rather than the whole process failing, like it just gets pushed um to a different, yeah, that part I don't understand.
So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to move over to Azure and do some skills in Azure, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to do a project that was focused on cloud security
Mm-hmm.
and their features, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they have some set of tools like
Mm-hmm.
Sentinel and Logic App and stuff like that, which has some automated pieces to it.
Okay.
But I would like to deploy an application,
Mm-hmm.
web application, and then I would like to like kind of like do some tests, like some pen
I see. Yeah.
yes.
And do some tests. So when it comes to web application, there are like different ways, there's different type of tests you can do, right?
Mhm.
There's tests from your network standpoint, right? Testing your your VPC and from a network standpoint, making sure you don't have any what's the word? What's the word? You don't have any vulnerability from your network standpoint. There is also application testing, right? Which is the application you've deployed on whether your EC2 or whatever, right? How testing that application, right? And seeing what type of results you get, right? Then there is also testing you can do. There's also testing you can do where, let's say you are using things like Docker, where you test your ECR repository. One of the testing we always do our work is everyone does it, especially people that are using Docker and pushing it to ECR is I think they either do it before, you can do it before and you can do it while your image is in ECR. Before you push the image, you will test it to make sure there's no vulnerabilities in the image, right? And
So
if there's any vulnerability, the pipeline will fail. I feel like what you are trying to do, you can do it with like a CI/CD pipeline.
so do y'all use Trivy? Because I've been looking at that with like testing the application code to make sure it don't have any.
I forgot. It's been a while since I worked on that project. I forgot what we were using at
Okay.
that time, but I know we have something in our we have something that that right when you are about to push your image, it would run all the tests. Then if it fails, because when you make a commit, it runs in the pipeline. So we were using GitHub Actions, right? So when you make your changes and you push your image, obviously it kicks off the pipeline and it will run the test on the image. And if there's any vulnerability, the pipeline fails right even before it gets to pushing it to ECR. Then in ECR, we even have an additional, uh, ECR has a feature where you can test the image you have in there too. So we also do additional testing there to make sure that there's no vulnerability. Because when you are using an image to deploy an application to prod, the image has to have zero vulnerability. So
Okay, cool.
I feel like you can use CI/CD pipeline, right? Where I think the first thing you need to do is map out what are the things you want to test, right? What stage what do you want to test and at what stage do you want to test them, right? For example, I said, do you want to test your Docker image right before it gets pushed to ECR, right? So once you map those stages out, I think then you just break it down into like different jobs. I think CI/CD would be the best way to do it. The
Okay.
CI/CD mixed with Terraform, obviously. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
No problem. All right. Yeah. So does anyone else have any question?
Yes, Prof, I think last week or so, I told you about the AWS Identity Center project. I don't know if you've already started something on that.
Yeah, I started looking at it, but I didn't get too far with it. So I haven't really yeah, I started looking at it, but I haven't gotten far with it to test out what I wanted to test out. Sorry about that. But I'll work on it because I was working on other things. So yeah, I didn't get a chance to look at it extensively.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just for folks that want to maybe cloud security side of things, I don't know if you have any plans of because most of the things we're doing, I also see most of them use security stuff in it. But do
Mm-hmm.
you have any plans of uh, towing more of cloud security? Because I think the job avenue there is a lot of there's a lot over there.
Okay. Yes, I can. Uh, from the project standpoint, probably no, right? But because I already kind of like include some cloud security stuff like with our VPC and just how when we are using any type of credential stuff, how we protect it, right? So, baby Duru, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. So I've already included those in it, right? But if there's any type of cloud security, and the only reason why I'm not including it in the project is because I don't want to include a lot of stuff in the project where when it comes time to update the project for you guys and I can't update it because it's just way too many stuff, right? Because it's just me, right?
Yeah.
So, but if there's any cloud security stuff you guys are interested in, then just let me know. What we can do is we can create a list. Then I work on it. Then on Saturdays I'll explain it with you guys and we test it together and test it to make sure it works. So we can use this Saturday session to test some different things, ideas or concept that you guys want to cover. So that's how I would like to, and that's how I've done it in the past. I've worked on, like for example, we've done some data engineering project. We did AI project. Those projects are not included in the overall project that's on my site, but those projects are free on YouTube. And we did it during one of these Saturday sessions. So if there's any area of cloud security you want to do, I can do a research on it, do a quick project, and I can present it on days like this.
Okay. I have my last question. For those of us who already bought the bootcamp or all the projects, especially those on this call, not the YouTube,
Mhm.
do we still will have access to the scripts and everything that
Oh yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So I was a little bit worried that the new system might take us out
Oh no, no, no,
of
no, no.
it.
I'll never do that to you guys. Well, no, 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 no. I'm not gonna create something new and say, oh, you guys have to pay all over. No, no, I'll never do that. So it's still the
Nah,
same thing. It's exactly what you have now. I'm just trying to make it better, right? And
So
I also still have,
mm,
so it's pretty much the same thing that I have. On the site, I also have a subscription thing, right?
mhm,
Uh, but I'm just thinking about, okay, I'm just thinking about how to make it better. So whatever you have now is still going to be there. So for example, when I make the subscription, right? Even if you subscribe to it, and also the understanding is that when you go through the project, you are 100% responsible for troubleshooting whatever whatever you are facing, whether it's the if you run into any error, you are 100% responsible for troubleshooting it.
mhm.
Every now and then I'll look at the comments, I'll comment and I would respond through the comment. But please don't get mad. And that's something I will have to lay out. Like you have to understand that when I present it in that part, um in that format, you are taking responsibility, saying that, you know what, this is how I feel I can learn. And I feel like with this format, I can go through the projects by myself. So don't get mad later on and start calling me names because you feel that you're messaging me and I'm not responding.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
I'm not talking to you direct. I'm just saying in general because I have gotten that some
Mm,
where people will cuss me out in the email because they say I'm not responding to them. But it's just based on what you are subscribed to. So if you are subscribed to, like for example, YouTube, or you pick the platform, you pick a format where you are going through the projects on your own. That's what the format is for. People that are subscribing to that have some type of knowledge and they feel like that is the best thing for them, that they can go through the projects on their own and troubleshoot their own issues, right? But if you feel like you are a beginner and you need help and you want to have access to me and you want to be able to ask questions, then the mentorship thing that I'm doing, that's the one you subscribe to, right? So
yeah.
even though the
So
videos are going to be free, it's going to have its own benefit and disadvantage. So
okay.
yeah,
So for me, I'm subscribed to the mentorship, right? So then this new thing that is coming, do I have to pay for that?
no, no,
Okay.
you
Okay.
you pretty much whatever you have now is not
Mhm.
going to change.
Okay.
You have access to all the new content and you still have whatever access you have now, you still have access. That's not going to change. And you are not going to pay any extra for it. But as long as like what your subscription is still active, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
So one more thing that I want to discuss with you. For instance, if I have a certain project that I'm about to do
Mm-hmm.
and it's work related and and I want like some one-on-one, can I still continue just like the other time I was able to schedule a one-on-one with you and pay the amount? Is that still something that is going to be there, or you're going to cancel that one too?
Um, I try not to do those one-on-ones with like job related stuff because like, and only because I don't want to disappoint in a way. I don't want to disappoint in a way. Like you guys know, I'm not, how do I put it? Certain things, like for example, if I want to work on a project, there's phases where I have to do research, right?
Mhm.
I have to do research. I have to try to understand. It might be something that I actually don't know. Then I have to do my research, try to figure out what's going on, then deploy, right? So the reason why I'm always hesitant to provide the job support and do help with make promise that I'll help with whatever you are working on the job is one, with time, I may not be available at the time where you absolutely need that help. And two, you guys might be working on a project that I don't have experience in or using tools that I don't have access to. So that's one of the only reasons why. But when it comes to like job support stuff, the most I feel I can do is uh, try to point you in the right direction. But that would be the expectation. But it wouldn't be something where someone will expect me to help them complete it 100%. You understand?
Yeah, I think that's what I actually meant with the question.
Okay, like well, pointing you in
Yeah,
the right
yeah,
direction.
because
Yeah,
definitely you have to do it at work and present it to whoever you have to present. So,
I agree.
mm,
That's true. That's
yeah,
true. Yeah. So I just always want to make the expectations clear, right? Because I don't want um, yeah, I just don't want any confusion in that area. Yeah.
yeah.
So if I do, yeah, for stuff like that, if you're working on something, yeah, if you present it to me, I can look into it and give you my take on it and try to point you in the direction of where I think you need to go. Yeah, that's fine.
Mm, okay.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
One more quick question, right, real quick.
Sure,
So,
sure.
um, so you know how we got these projects in AWS, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I want to attempt to try to do like our first one, like where you deploy. I want to try to attempt to do that, deploy a web app on Azure, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I may run into some issues, and I don't know how much expertise you got in that, but I don't know if you'd be open to maybe like and I'll pay like maybe sitting down one day online and trying to like work through that project. And I don't know, maybe you can use it later on like on the
Oh
platform.
yeah, no, I've been very interested in that. So that maybe that will force me to learn Azure. Yeah. So when you are working on it, yes, honestly interested in stuff like that. Yeah, I'm interested in that.
So I'm gonna try to put it together, and when I run into issues, I'm gonna reach out to you sometime this week.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
And
Sure.
I'll pay. I don't have no issue paying whatever your price is. We can figure it out together. Maybe
Yeah.
if
Sure.
I run into issues.
Yeah. Sure. I mean that I'm interested in. Because I've been trying to learn Azure for the longest time, but I just keep always feeling like there's always one or two things to do on AWS side. But yeah, sure, I'll be
I,
interested in that.
I don't have you. I don't know if you tried this, but like I'm finding that like a lot of stuff in the Azure is a little bit more simpler. Like
Yeah, when I was trying to build the VPC, I saw that the way they build VPC and public and private subnet is just like a setting you have to enable on it or something like that. But
yeah,
I didn't get too far with it, so I don't know. But I've have heard that setting things in Azure is simple to configure.
yeah, and you don't have to use like let's say you want to do a certain thing, you don't have to use as many services. You may use
Mm-hmm.
one or two in Azure, and it's a lot
Mm-hmm.
simpler.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
We'll see.
yeah. So yeah, let me know. That's that I'm interested in. Yeah, Matt, go ahead. How are you?
Yes. So yeah, I'm fine. How are you? So shall I quickly share my screen if it's
Yeah, sure, sure.
hello?
Yeah, yeah, you can share your screen. Well, am I on a different? No, let me see. Maybe I'm on a different thing. No, you can share your screen. Oh, I'm sharing. Oh, sorry.
Oh, can you see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So first doubt is like I was able to complete these two projects like in Terraform.
Mm-hmm.
So in this section, I saw like there is two parts. So first one we deploy a website, and second thing is we deploy a dynamic website through ECS, EC2, and Terraform. So I was able to finish that part,
Mm-hmm.
and the second part is like we use Terraform modules and do the same thing, right? If I'm not wrong.
Exactly.
So I was able to
Exactly.
finish both.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I couldn't able to find the reference architecture diagram for these two parts inside the lecture. So, if you have that, can you send me in the chat just to like clarify a
Perfect.
bit
Okay.
on the
Yeah, sure.
reference thing?
Sure. I'll send it to you now. Let me. Let me
All right.
just get it. I'll send it to you on Slack.
Slack. All right.
Okay.
And this thing like when working on those two projects, like one thing I noticed was in the Terraform modules,
Mm-hmm.
like use two folders, right? So first folder, like we create the uh, separate modules and we push it to GitHub,
Mm-hmm.
and in our second folder, so this is the application folder where we like create a main Terraform file and we download the code from the GitHub and able to access those variables, right? So I just want to ask, is it the normal way like we work at the workplace as well? Like we create two folders and we download it from GitHub and do the same thing when we are working with Terraform modules. Oh,
Yes. So when you say two folder, what was the two folders you are referring to?
so the first one is the one like this way for each of the this AWS service we created a
Oh, you're
folder
talking
and
about, oh,
we
yeah,
created
yeah,
main
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Okay, yeah.
And the second one would be the main folder, like we run the application on. In our case, this is main.tf, and we called download the specific codes that we pushed, and we were
Mm-hmm.
able to access those variables. So these are
Yeah,
the two folders I'm referring.
yeah, yeah. I see what you're saying. Yes. So this is exactly how it is. At your job, it will be a combination of both, right? It will be
Yeah,
at your job, most of the time they will use Terraform module like this, where the code will be in GitHub and you will pull the code from GitHub and use it in your module. Sometimes they may also have single codes, like the first way we did the Terraform, where all of our code is in one folder and we run Terraform from there. You understand? So
yeah,
our work, it will be a combination of both, but majority of the time they will use Terraform module, right?
yeah,
So you see in the other folder thing you were talking about, where we have a folder for VPC, we have a folder
yeah,
for EC2.
yeah, yeah,
That method is preferred because let's say you have two different applications, right? In one of the
mhm,
application, in both of the application, you need to create VPC, right? So
yeah,
for the project folder for those applications, you will call the VPC folder, which is the module you are showing me here, right? But
yeah, yeah,
then let's say the other application needs an RDS, but the second one needs an RDS, the first one don't. Then the second one can specifically call the RDS folder to get the RDS. You understand? So that's why we separate the resources like this. So because it
yeah,
allows you to, it's just like you are picking whichever resource you want to create from the list of the resource you have here. Does that make sense?
yeah. So when I'm sharing this project with LinkedIn or something, like, would I need to refer this one or the?
Yeah, you
Uh,
can show it. You don't have to show each individual code in it, but
yeah,
you can show it that my modules are here. So you can just show, you see how you presented that? You can even just show the GitHub repository where they are located, right? And
all right.
whoever is reviewing it understands that by looking at the source, you see for each of your modules, you see you have source.
Yeah,
They can
yeah,
see that it is pulling it from where it is pulling it from. So anyone that
yeah,
understands
yeah.
Terraform module would understand that.
Yeah, so this would be the Renzone module. This would be the main folder, right? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
No. This
Mm-hmm.
with what we call like application folder, right?
Yeah, this is your project deployment.
Good.
Yeah, your project folder.
Okay.
So the one in the
All right.
other one is your module. This is your project.
A module and project.
Yeah,
So in sharing with GitHub, I can share this project module, and whoever is
sure.
viewing, they can like
Yeah,
understand
they
it's we are
understand.
pushing from GitHub. Oh, right.
Exactly,
Okay.
they understand. So they can even look at it. They can find where your modules are, right?
Yeah.
Because you can see your modules by looking at it. Your module is in the repository you called building AWS
Yes.
infrastructure
Yeah.
with Terraform module, right? So
Yeah.
anyone that's looking at it can understand that.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I joined the session pretty bit late, so you guys were talking about the new content and stuff. So I just want to clarify, like, what's the new content? Like, you were talking about, like, are there any new projects that were launched or something like that, or like,
No, there won't be any new. So there won't be any new project. but it's just taking whatever you guys have now and updating it and making it better. I'll add
Okay,
whatever I
so
need to add. I'll remove whatever I need to remove. So really, from you guys' standpoint, it's just updating the projects. But there won't be any. I'm not going to add any new project, but just making it better. But I'm just talking about in terms of having access to the project. Um, for people that are interested in subscribing to it. Um, but whatever we are doing now with the mentorship thing, being able to ask me question and all that stuff, that's not going to change. And the price might even be reduced. I don't know yet, but I have to wait and see. But from you guys' standpoint, nothing is going to change. I feel like it's going to be better. So the other one I was talking about is for people that are interested in just subscribing and watching one video is here and there. Yeah, those are the ones that it would
uh,
really apply to. Yeah.
so I have completed up to this Terraform part. So I have this part at CI/CD as well as the um, yeah, this cloud formation and these parts remaining to finish for
Yeah.
now.
Oh, wow. Good
So I'll
job.
yeah, so I'll continue with that. And after that, like I have seen in the Slack channel also, like so I am just following through this project one by one for now.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, in the Slack also, I have seen like there were some links to the projects like this.
Yeah,
So maybe
those are assignments, right? So you can,
assignments, yeah,
yeah. So what you can finish all the projects and
yeah,
start working on the assignments when you
assignments,
or
yeah.
sometimes people work on the assignments after they finish with the project. But
Mhm.
if you want to finish all the project and work on the assignment is okay. You can do
It's
that too.
okay.
Mhm.
All right. Or then just I would just want to like get these two reference architecture diagrams for these two ones. For that one with the normal Terraform deployment and
The one with the Terraform module.
Terraform modules. For these ones, yeah. If you
All
can
right.
send me that in the Slack, then it's
All right.
fine.
All right. Let me look for it now so I can send it because every time I always say I'll send something, then I forget. So do you want it because the ones I have there's watermark on them. Do you want the one with the watermark or you understand what I mean? It has the AWS kind of like print on it.
Yeah, it's fine. So I
It's
just
fine.
wanted to get some idea. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'll send it to you. Um, dynamic web application. So which one is the one with ECS, right?
Yeah, one with the ECS, and so both of these would be the same reference, right? Only difference is we are using Terraform modules.
Terraform module. Yeah, so really they will be the same architecture, really. There's no difference between them. You understand? But I have it, I'll send it. I found it. I'll send it to you. But it will be the
Yeah,
same thing.
if you can find it for both these, it would be like better. Like I can compare and see.
Okay. Yeah, I found it.
Um,
I'll send it to you.
okay.
Let me send it. Let me send it on Slack now. Man. I don't know what I have to. Oh, okay. I'll send this one to you. This one. Okay, I sent it.
All right. So when I'm sharing this Terraform with in the LinkedIn, so since we have three projects done so far, right? So first one with the uh, this first
EC2.
part would be just to like yeah website on with
Mm-hmm.
Terraform this section, and
Mm-hmm.
second thing would be the ECS
Mm-hmm.
in a normal traditional way, and
Mm-hmm.
third one would be from the using the Terraform modules. So which one would you suggest? Like shall I since I completed all three, like shall I embed all of three
Use the
in one post or
module.
like
No, you can. You mean
module one,
sharing?
right?
Yeah, the module one is much better because that is typically how jobs. That's how you most of
But yeah,
your
expect.
resources will be created at work. Most
All
of the
right.
time they will use Terraform module, so it's better to use that one. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Mhm.
Thanks, Satish. Thank you so
No,
much.
no problem. No problem.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. Cool. Does anyone have any question? Okay.
Yeah, Aziz, I got a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'm doing the Terraform projects,
Mhm.
and I noticed we use the AWS configure, but in this one we use it as creates a name profile. So I want to know the difference between creating a name profile and configuring a user credential with your computer.
It's the same thing, right? So,
Okay.
but that's a good question, right? Let me show you something, right?
Okay.
Mhm. I really don't want to. Well, I don't think I have anything. So let me that's the difference, right? So you understand that anytime you want to, we discussed last week that um your access key and secret access key is like a username and password that you
Yeah.
can use to connect to your AWS account, right?
Yeah.
So let's say you have a user, um, you have a user, right? And this user has an access key, right? Whatever. Sorry, I'm using my mouse, so that's why this thing is all messed up. Access key and secret access key, right? Secret access key, right? And and um and this is your computer, right?
Yeah.
And this is your AWS environment.
Yeah.
AWS, right? So this user has access key, right? And secret access key. So the difference is that when you type AWS configure, so this is AWS configure. This is just AWS configure, right? You just type just AWS configure and you put your access key and secret access key. AWS will ask you for your access key and secret access key, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
This will create this one will create a default profile.
Okay.
Default is called default.
Okay.
It will create a default profile on your computer. Remember, this is your computer.
Mm-hmm.
It will create a default profile on your computer. So what this default profile means is that anytime you run any AWS CLI command, it would always use this default.
Okay.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So anytime you run any AWS command, doesn't AWS this, AWS that, it would always use this default, right?
Okay.
So let's say you have another user, right? User two. User two. These users are in your AWS account, by the way. And this user also has an access key, a secret access key, or whatever, right? If you run AWS configure, right, for this user, and you put this user's access key and secret access key, it would override the first one you did.
Okay. Okay.
You understand? So you can only have one default profile, right? So how do you configure multiple users on your computer and you can pick which one you want to use? Because remember, you can have different users and those users will have permission to do different things, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if we want to configure this user to our computer without overriding the default one we did for this user, we'll run AWS configure dash profile. That's where that profile comes in. Profile, right? Then once you run AWS configure dash profile, you give that profile a name. You can call it any name you want, right? Then it will ask you for the user's access key and secret access key. Then that's when whatever name you call that profile, let's say you call that profile as this, you'll see that profile there on your computer, and it will have these credentials. So now you have two people's credentials stored, right? You have this one you did under default and this one you did on that profile. So the same thing that I was telling you still works. Every time you type AWS command without specifying anything, it would always use this default one, always. But then let's say the CLI command you want to run, the CLI command you want to run, you want to use this profile, this user's profile. You will type your CLI command, right? You will type your, let me just open PowerShell so I can show you. Well, I'll show you in a bit, but you will type your CLI command. So you will type whatever your AWS command. The same command you will type when here, right? AWS CLI command. Then you will now put the profile name. Since I call the profile at the end, you will put as this. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So that's how the CLI will know it is this credential you want to use. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes. Okay.
So that's one use case of it. It just allows you, the profile is how you configure multiple user on your computer, multiple users' credentials on your computer. And this is how I want you to think about it. Here we are just talking about multiple users. What about cases where let me clear this. What about cases where at work, right? You guys have account 1, account 2, account, well, people that are watching can see that. So let me just draw you account 3. So you have account 1, account 2, account 3.
Yeah.
These are all AWS account. This is how you should think about it, why you need the profile. Right. And this is you. This is you working as a cloud engineer. AWS 1, 2, 3. Right. This is you working as a cloud engineer, and this is your computer. Right. So this is how that profile comes in play. Right. So let's say at any given time, you'll be doing stuff in account 1, account 2, or account 3. So what you have to do is configure the credentials, because in each of these accounts, you will have a profile there with with access key in each of these accounts. And you know that each of these accounts, these are individual AWS accounts. So the same access key you have here, it will be different from 2, it will be different from 3. Separate access key, right? So that is how the profile comes in play, because now you can, for account 1, you will do AWS configure. It's probably a bad line. So for account 1, you will do AWS configure profile account 1.
Okay, so if in case you want to work in every account, you open their own like profile.
Exactly. So when you are running your CLI command or in that your Terraform code, let's say that Terraform code you want to deploy to account 2, then you make sure that the profile on that authentication is to account 2.
Account 2. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the main reason why we use it.
Okay.
Right. So let's say you are always working in account 1. That's just your dev account. That's where a lot of on day-to-day you work it. You can still configure a default profile.
Okay.
So that means by default, anytime you run CLI command, it will always be deploying to account 1, right?
Account 1. Okay.
So you can do a default. This is what I do for even my projects now, right? When I create a user with CLI command, I configure that same credentials under default and under profile. You can do that too.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
So that way, when I'm just running my CLI command, I don't need to specify a profile. I would just use that. But then when I'm having multiple users, then I can do the profile thing to separate them. Yeah, that's why.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Hello, Aziz, I have a question, please.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, I also kind of joined late and what I heard you saying, you're talking about the new subscription of the project, and I'm kind of planning to like resubscribe. The last one I did was 6 months, so I don't really know. You kind of saying there kind of be an update. Is it something that one should wait for it? How long ago? What do you suggest?
Oh, no, don't wait because I just started recording the video, so I'm not even close to and halfway posting it. So whatever I just said might take. It's going to be well once I record the videos, I will start posting it, but it will be a continuous thing, right? So it might take some time for me to get to like the last project, right? It will take a very
Okay,
some time. So
okay,
go ahead.
okay. Sorry, it will be updating. I'll be anyone you do, you update it.
Exactly. I'll keep updating as I go. So
Updating
it might
it.
take time. Yeah. So I won't tell you to wait.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. All right. Do you guys have any question?
Yes, hi, Aziz. My name is Daniel. So,
Hi,
I
Daniel.
yes, sir. Yeah. Is there a chance we can get the link for the 6 month subscription one? Because I
Yeah.
did a while ago, but yeah, I didn't finish it, and then the time ran out. So,
Okay. I can send it to you.
okay,
Is I think if you okay, let me check here. Yeah, I'll get the no, let me just do it now because every time I always say I'm gonna do something, I end up doing something else. Let me find it for you real quick.
all right, sir. Thank you.
No problem. But the 6 months one, I kind of like removed it, really. But since I already had it out there before, people are still asking for it. So if you ask for the 6 months one, I will send it to you. But it is I did remove it though. Just because I realized that people always need longer time. So that's why think just getting the 1 year is better because and they are kind of like the same. Let me see if I can find it. I know how I can find it. This is my email. Just give me a second. But if you feel you need the 6 months one, just let me know. I'll always send a link to you guys.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
if you look on the site, it's not there.
I think there was the 6 month link on one of the YouTube videos, but
Yeah,
I
it's
can't
always if you look on my
remember.
past YouTube video, it's still there. Yeah, I got it. I'll send it to you now.
Okay.
And Aziz, I have something, if you don't mind.
You what's that? The link?
No. I want to ask something. I
Okay,
mean,
yeah, just a
propose
second.
something.
Yeah, just a second.
You see, I know we read some scripts, and you told us like, even yourself, you're not really good at writing the scripts that we use in like the script for the Docker file and all those stuff. So my question or my dolence is like, if you can have a course, to show us how to write a script so we can have a little bit understanding of it. If it's gonna be like a separate course we can buy or anything. I mean, I'm just putting it out there to see if you can, this way you can help us with that. Me personally, because I have a lot of classes, but they explain that the way they be explaining the things in the video and other stuff, I don't really get it. But yours, I can is easy for me to understand what you mean, what you're doing. That's why I'm asking you if you can do something like that for again. So even if it's to buy or anything, like a little course on like how to read the scripts, all those stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if it's possible.
Yeah, okay. I probably won't make a course on it, but we can have a session where we work on it. So
Okay.
what I meant about script is easy, and there is nothing complicated about writing script, right?
Okay.
So let me explain. Okay, I even had a script up here, right?
Okay.
So the project that I told you guys I was recording, this is the script for the first one.
Okay.
When it comes to scripting, right? What you just need to know what you are trying to do. That's the hardest part of your scripting job, right? And it's not even hard because it's you that is trying to do something. So you will know what you are trying to do, right? I think it's because since you are just starting out now, that's why you are thinking of it that way. I guarantee you, as your knowledge increase, you will see it as something that is very simple. So what I mean by me not, what I was saying is that the command to, if let's say I want to do something, I may not know the command, but I can find the command online. That's what I mean, right?
Okay.
Right. So that's the thing. So with script, you don't have to know the command, just know what you are trying to do. So uh, let me see if this would do something. Okay, it would do that. So let me just tab this. I'll tab all this, and I'll see if it makes sense to you. Okay. All right. So this is where your script start from.
Okay.
Does this make sense now? Right? You are trying to do something. So in this project, I want to deploy an application on an EC2 instance, right? So, and this is why I said that it's always the concept. Daniel, I've sent the link to you, by the way. I sent it in Zoom's message.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. So I want to deploy an application on an EC2 instance. So I need to understand what do I need to do to deploy the application on an EC2 instance. So that is the knowledge you need to get. And once you have that knowledge, you can turn that knowledge into a script. So to deploy an application to an EC2 instance, I know I need to launch my EC2 instance and whatever. And once I launch my EC2 instance, right, I'm going to switch to root user, right? So that will allow me to have admin privileges, right? Then I need to update my EC2. Then once I update my EC2, I need to install Apache on the EC2. Then once I install Apache on the EC2, I need to change my directory to the HTML directory, right? Then once I do that, I need to download my web files from wherever it is to that HTML directory. Then if the web file is a zip file, I need to unzip it, right? Then once I unzip it, I need to copy all the files out of the unzip version into my HTML directory, right? Then once I do that, I need to remove the file I downloaded, right? And once I do that, I need to start my EC2 instance, right? So this is where your script starts from. You have to write, what are you trying to do? So scripting is not just, you can write script for anything, right? If you ask me, let's write a script. What are we writing a script for? That's the first thing, right? So since you know what you are trying to do, right? So for example, line 4, I'm trying to change to root user, right? And this knowledge comes from you deploying the application on the EC2 instance manually, right? You already done that. So you've learned everything about all these steps. I learned it by deploying it manually first, right?
Okay.
Right. So now I have all my steps down. I say, okay, I need to change to root user. If I don't know the commands to do that, right? If I don't know the commands to do that, right? So I'm just going to go to Claude. I like using Claude because I like promoting Amazon stuff. So here. So if I don't know the command, I'll just ask how to just do command to change to root user on Amazon Linux. I'm a bad speller anyway, so I just leave it like that. Claude understands Linux EC2. Right? And I'll just press enter. Right? And he'll just give you the command and you copy the command and you come here. And let's say you didn't have it here, you come here and you paste it there. Right? Then you go to the next one.
Okay.
Right?
How to updates and install the, okay.
Right? So I can even just copy my notes and paste it there. In the beginning, I'll just type command to update all installed. Right? See? And you copy that and you put it here. Right? It says the same. That is how you build your script. That's what I meant by you don't have to know the script. You don't have to know the command often. Just know what you are trying to do.
Okay. Okay. So you do the same thing for if you try to create a Docker file as well, right?
Yes, every single script I ever wrote, that's exactly how I do. You have to know what you are
Know
trying to
what
do
you want to
first.
do. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I do. That's how I create every single project, any script I've ever written. This is where it starts. You have to know what you are trying to do.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. There's somebody in here. I want to ask a question. I don't know if you can hear me. Kwevi Ka, are you still there?
Is it KOV?
Yes, yes, I'm here. What's up?
Oh, okay. How you doing?
Good.
I sent you a DM.
Okay.
Yeah, check it out and let me know.
All right. Okay. Cool.
Mm.
All right. Yeah. Well, so far you guys have all good questions. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what else? You guys have any other questions?
So yes, as well as for the Terraform. So
Mm-hmm.
when I start a project on Terraform, I noticed like it's the same thing like using the console, right? Like practically the same thing, but that is only like you're gonna be doing it like in a maybe Visual Studio Code, writing some some code, but it's like literally doing the same thing you do in the console.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
It's the same thing. That's why I always say when people say, "Oh yeah, I don't want to learn Terraform," or I can't. Learn Terraform. That's why I say the best way to learn Terraform is to do it first in the management console, because it's just what you said. The same exact thing you are doing in the management console is what you are doing with Terraform. There's no difference. You just need to figure out how the code part in Terraform, and it's very easy to figure that out because you just go to the Terraform documentation, everything is there. So yes. So don't start writing Terraform code without knowing how to deploy the service in the management console. Because let's say I need to create a service in Terraform and I haven't created a service before. The first thing I'll do is go and create the service in the management console, right? Then whatever settings I see there that I picked when I was creating that service, that is what I go look for in Terraform. That's really the simplest way to write a Terraform code for any resource.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I noticed also the Terraform file and the code you gave us is kind of different from the one from Google. It's kind of different from the one in ChatGPT, because I know you say it's always start with resources. Let's say you want to create a VPC right now. You say start of resources, but when I type the same question to ChatGPT, it start with provider, which is AWS.
Yeah, I think you're just getting it confused. It's the same thing. So the
Okay.
thing about it is when you tell ChatGPT to give you a resource for a VPC, right? That because you told it to give you a resource for a VPC, it is giving you the resource and also giving you the provider to help you authenticate, because the provider is what you use to authenticate.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
So in our VPC, which one can I find? In our VPC configuration, we always have a provider step, right? Right. So when you tell Terraform to write you a VPC code, I mean not Terraform, you tell ChatGPT to write you a Terraform code, it would write the VPC code and it will include the provider to help you in case if you want to run it, to test it. You understand?
Yeah.
But when you, which is also why I said that's where your understanding will come from understanding Terraform, is that when you tell ChatGPT or Claude to write you something, you can look at it and pick what you want out of it. Because sometimes it will give you too much information, right? But what you can do is just say, just give me the syntax to write for the resource. Don't include provider or anything. And it will just give you just the syntax for the VPC.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it. So as long as you first configure your provider, you don't before everything. So everything else you're gonna be creating like a VPC subnet. You don't have to configure the provider anymore because you already did it.
Exactly.
Okay.
You only configure your provider once.
Okay.
And it's there in your configuration. So because the provider, you can say in my provider, this is telling Terraform that the resource I'm trying to create them in AWS, right?
The region.
This is the region I want to create them in. And this is the profile on my computer that I want you to use.
Okay.
And any resource you create, this default tag is saying any resource you create, I want you to tag them with this. So I can know that I created those resources with Terraform when I'm looking at them in the management console.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So
Appreciate that.
no problem. All right. What anybody else have any other question on cloud stuff? We actually have one. So good job. You guys had a lot of good questions today. Honestly, I don't mind coming here I really enjoy doing this. As long as you guys need help with something, I will always be willing to help, and I really do enjoy all the session I always have with you guys, honestly. So yeah. So does anyone have any question?
AZ, did you ever get a chance to look at my application?
Your resume?
Yeah, my resume.
Yeah, I did. I just need to give you the feedback, but I feel like a lot of the stuff I want to say is going to be too much to type it to you. So we'll just have to have a meeting on that, a private meeting. Yeah.
I'm cool with that. You already know.
Yeah. So
Anytime this week,
yeah,
it'll work for me.
just call me on Slack. You guys know sometimes, right? You guys can call me on Slack huddle, right? And I understand like our time is different. So if you guys come on Slack, right? Let's say you want to message me, like I'll just pick someone random, right? I was supposed to rest. No, let me not mess that up, right? Let's say you guys want to message me, right? You can, once you come to Slack message here, you can click this huddle thing here. And I'll advise you guys just download Slack on your phone, right? Download the app on your phone, sign in. You can click this here. Because I have Slack on my phone, it will call me like my phone is ringing. It will just call my phone. So, but I'm saying like you guys make sure it's just like if you have like, I mean like a straight straight up question or you're trying to get my attention to something. I'm not saying like abuse it, but you guys can call me directly from there. So if I'm available, I'll pick up. If I'm not, I'll just get back to you. But this one feature in Slack that you guys can use.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
That's this.
Hello.
Can I quickly see your class?
Is Mr. Henry?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Okay.
But let me call you because since I'm live streaming somewhere else, I probably will stay there for a little bit. But then once I'm done, I'll give you a call.
Okay. Problem.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you.
No problem.
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Emmanuel,
Yes, how are you?
I'm fine, sir. How are you?
Good. I really appreciate all the training and the method of training that you are giving all of us. I really appreciate it.
No problem,
When you
sir.
are talking about editing all these courses, I hope you are not dropping the reference architecture part.
When you mean in the video where I am,
In the video, especially at the beginning point.
no, I won't. So once I do all that stuff, I will try doing. You guys just let me know what in the video you guys
Because
like.
the reference architecture is very helpful.
Okay, I won't drop
Because
that
if
part.
people use it like you always emphasize at the beginning, it gives one the opportunity to know, it guides you to troubleshoot. If you don't know how to build a house, even if the house is completed, you don't even know how to enter it, or even when the door is shut, you don't know how to walk around it. I think that is the purpose of reference architecture.
I agree.
It run a guide about all those resources and how to know which resources to use and what the resources are actually doing.
I agree. So that's what I would do. I will present the reference architecture in the beginning, and as we are building the project, I'll also point out the resources from the reference architecture that we are using. Yes, I won't remove that part. So usually that part, I always outsource it. My friend knows how to create all the moving images, so he'll do it for me. So, but I won't remove it. Yeah, I feel like that's a lot of people have said they like when I included that because it helped them understand the concept better. So
Yes.
I won't remove it.
Thank you.
No problem, sir. All right. Do you guys have any other question? I mean, we are time though, but so another thing I was been seeing someone like I think I have like 4 or 5 comments this week on someone saying that people were saying that if I make a course on options that they will watch it. So I don't think I'll probably make a course. No, I don't want to make a course because option is very risky. Like you can make money and you can lose money, right? So the main thing is you want to minimize how you trade so that way you don't lose money. And I don't want someone to lose money and get mad at me. So I don't know, but well, maybe I can make a course on options for sure. No, I'm not going to make a course, but I can teach you guys how to I mean like what I understand about options. My options knowledge is very basic, right? I don't do too much stuff. I'm either buying call or puts. I don't even understand all those spread and all that stuff. So go ahead.
Aziz, I think I want to differ a little from your submission on that. I think what you can do, I mean, we are all adults, right, on this program. So if you do the course, I mean, just put in a disclaimer there. It's enough to warn anybody about the risks they are going to take. So I think if it's something that is going, for me personally, it's something I've been interested in.
Okay.
So just what you are doing, then maybe say this is your disclaimer before even the video start. This is your disclaimer. This is how you will do it. I mean, yeah, that way it's okay.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yes, so I would think about it. Thank you. I'll think about it and maybe it's just something, but I can have a session. I can have a session where I show you guys, but it's not something that I want to what am I doing? Trading view. Right. It's not something I really want to get into. I mean, I definitely want to show you guys, but I'll think about it. The only issue I have with course is updating it. I don't like having course that is outdated, but updating the course is the only issue I have. Other than that, there's nothing. like if you guys have any questions about what I'm doing about options, I'll share with you guys. So I want to share like kind of like this is like a new trading thing that I started doing. So I feel like I'm at a point now where I understand how stock is moving, because like I told you guys, I had to learn how to read the candle, right? So I still don't understand. Some people will say when you see a candle form a pattern, right? Then they will draw a line here, draw a line there, and say, oh yeah, after this is going to go up. That's probably true, right? I haven't learned that part yet, and I don't understand that part yet. But on a daily basis, when the market is open, I understand how the candle is moving. Like if it's a red candle, a green candle, I understand. And for me, this is how I manage my risks, right? Especially when trading option, right? These lines, everything you see, the colors and the line, they all mean something, right? So when so for example, this is Tesla yesterday, right? And yesterday I lost money on Tesla, but I didn't lose money, because you have to be willing to lose money to make money. So the money I lost is normal money that I can afford to lose, right? And the reason why I said that I lost the money is not that it's like a small amount, maybe like $100 or something like that, right? So these lines are what I'm watching, and these lines are based on where the support level and resistance. Support and resistance. So support means when a stock price drops to that line, people always buy it and it will go back up. And resistance means that if a stock price gets to a line, people always sell it at that point because they feel like it might be too expensive, right? So when you are day trading a stock, that's what you want to look for every day. You want to find that level for the stock, the support and the resistance, like the levels that the stock can go to. So you don't see all this thing in the beginning of the day. This stuff is moving. As time goes, this is when each candle is printing. So like they say this is 9:45 candle, right? So this candle printed between 9:45 and 10, right? So I'm watching it. Yesterday, I already knew the market is going to be like this, but I'll show you guys where I said I lost $100, right? So when the market is moving like this, in order for me to buy a call and I feel like Tesla is going to go up, the candle has to cross this green or purple. The best time to buy it is if the candle is in the green or purple, but you can see both of them are very close. But you have to, they are very close, but they are not always close. Sometimes the purple will be right here, the green will be right here. So, but in the case of yesterday, they are very close. So the best time to buy it is when the candle cross above here, right? So this is the strategy I use. If the candle was supposed to cross above here, and I see that there is like volume, so you see these lines you guys are seeing down here, these are the volumes. If the volume is green, it means people are buying, there's buying pressure. And if the volume is red, it means people are selling. So if the candle cross here and the volume is green, right, and it's green up here, and the candle is above here, that's when I will buy it, because now I'm predicting there's a good chance all the indicators is telling me that it will move up, right? But you can see yesterday it never moved up, and vice versa. This other lines you are seeing, this is like the bearish line, meaning that if the candle cross down here, it means that the stock price will probably drop. So once it crosses this line, you can buy it, right? So in my case, if the candle crossed this yellow line, I'll buy it. So yesterday, once it crossed this yellow line, I bought it. So I actually think I didn't lose money on Tesla yesterday. I made like $50 on this one. I made $50 on this one, but I lost money on Nvidia. That was the one I lost money on, like $100, right? So once the candle crossed the line here, I bought it. But as soon as you buy it, you know what you do? You put your stop loss immediately. So when you buy it, you put your stop loss saying that, okay, if the price, in this case, you guys can say it went up. So when I bought it here, it went down. I was making like 150 or 200. Then immediately I bought it, I put my stop loss for $50 more than what I paid for it. So when this thing starts to reverse, you'll start to lose money after then. But because I already put my stop loss, they sold it and I walked away with $50. So that's like my new found way. That's how I'm trading now. And it's been working perfectly for me. So I want to do it like over a couple of weeks and present the result to you guys. But it's working perfectly for me. I feel like I go in the market, I know what I'm doing. I'm not guessing like I used to do before. So, and I'll show you guys the chart at some point. So when I started trading options last year, I started trading option in June. I feel like at that point, I didn't understand any of these things. I was just trading the earnings. I told you guys I was trading the earnings and I will make money and I'll lose money. Then what happened with that is there was one time, 1 week where I made over 100,000. I made over $100,000. Then I just got greedy. After that, I said, oh, okay. Since I made this money, I started trying to chase that type of gain. So I was throwing more money into it and I was losing and I just consistently lost after that. So now is when I realize, okay, people actually day trade the market and if you know what to look for, you'll be fine. So let me show you another chart, right? So like you see right here, this is a chart for Amazon, right? You see when the market opened, it went down here, right? So when the price is around here, you wouldn't buy it here, right? But once the price crossed this green, you can buy it here, but you can see across this green, it went here, then it still dropped below this green. So if you buy that after this green, right, you put your stop loss. You put your stop loss that if it comes back to this green, they should sell it. So you can see once it crossed this green, it went up a little bit, then it went back down to that green, then it went back up again, right? So at this point, they will sell it. So that's why if you buy it here, once you make a big profit, once you make some type of profit, just monitor it and put your stop loss there. So that way you can walk away with that profit. So the lines you'll be watching is this green. Once it crosses this green, the next line is it will cross is this purple because you see there is no resistance here. It's just going to go and look at it. It crossed this green, then it just had a few pullback because people probably sold, and then ultimately it ended up crossing this purple and it went all the way up here, and that's how you make money. So that's why, and vice versa, if it is crossing the red ones and the orange one here, you can say it did it here, but every time it crossed this orange one, it always went back up, meaning that when the price dropped here, people were buying it. So it had a good support there. So you always want to look at the levels. That at least that's what I used to trade. I've been using it for like 2 weeks now, and it's been working really well. And another thing is this line here. So if the candle is above this line that I add here, it means that it is giving me bullish sentiment, meaning that it will go up. And if the candle is below this line, it means it's giving me a bearish sentiment. So that's some of the stuff I can show you guys once I may have a session where I just show you guys, and let me show you guys how I made money. And mind you guys, the market is terrible. The market is terrible right now just because of the tariff thing President Trump is doing, right? The market is not moving based on normal logic at the moment because people are afraid of the trade war going on between especially US and China. So that is affecting the market a lot. So on that normal market trading, trust me, my strategy, I feel like I will do very well. I may not have all winning trade, but that's why I have to have my stop loss to protect me from losing money. But even in this crazy market where you see the stock doing like this is not normal market movement. This is just the trade war affecting it. Even under this condition, I still made money this week. So that's my goal, to have a consistently have profitable weeks. Like whatever trade I made for the week has to be profitable. So let me show you all my trades this week. So this trade, I made $100, right? So again, if you see a trade where I made $100, that is probably because I set my stop loss, right? So at some point, I was probably making 200 here, and I set my stop loss, and I said, okay, if it drop here, sell it. And you always want to do that. That's how you protect yourself. Then this trade, this Tesla trade, I made 1,200. Then this trade, I made $600. You can see it right here. Then this trade, I lost 185. So this is the one I was telling you guys. And this is because I set my stop loss. So I said, you can see originally I invested maybe like 2,000, right? So I already put my stop loss, that because I'm looking at the level. I'm saying if it goes to this level, sell it. So once it went back down to that level, they sold it. That's why I lost the money here. And that's fine, because it could keep dropping and you can lose a lot of money so far. So if you read the chart and you think it's as a bullish thing, it's about to go up or down, and it didn't do what you expected to do, at least you quickly protect yourself, and you might lose $100, $50, or $200, depends. And that's fine. Then on this one, I messed up. I sold it too soon. I could have probably made maybe like 3,000-4,000 on this one, but I sold it too soon. So I still made $300. And on this trade, I made $600. And on this trade, I lost $20 again because I set my stop loss, right? So I said, if it goes down to this level, sell it. I'm not even gonna risk it. So I lost $20 on that one. And on this trade, I made $600, and that was all my trade for the week. So in total, I probably made like over 4,000. I think at one point I was making like 6,000 or something, but I still have some trade in there that I left into next week. I have like 2 Amazon trade that I still have in there that I'm leaving till next week. So yeah, so that was my options things for this week.
All these
Yeah, I have a.
go ahead.
You might show us again how you read the graph before you make the option again.
Okay. So every day, but because I'm live streaming, I'm not going to say how I get this line, but when I do stuff with you guys, I can explain the lines for you guys, right? So every day, the stock moves to certain levels every single day. And yesterday's level is, as you can see, the ones you are seeing here, this is from yesterday's level. And this is from today, the last trading day's level. So the stock, they always move, they always have their levels every single day. Meaning that at the highest point that the stock went for the day and the lowest point the stock went for the day, and how it was moving in between, right? So once you know those levels, that's what you want to watch for. So when the stock is, the levels I'm watching for, when I think the stock is going to be green, is this level, this green level, and this purple level. So I know if the candle is above this line that I add here, if the candle is above this line, and when the candle is here, I'm not going to buy. If the candle is in this range, I'm not going to buy. But as soon as the candle crosses this green, you see that there is not any resistance here. The next level is going to go to is this purple, right? So as soon as the candle crosses this green, I'm going to buy it here, right? So if you put a stop loss that if it drops back to here to sell it, right, you would have lost, it would have gone here, and when it came back here, you would have got your money back. But you saw that if you left it for the day, it just kept going up, and it went to that purple, and it went as high as right there. So you can sell it right there. But let's say I entered it here, I probably would have sold it right here. Soon as it crossed this purple line, because you see it crossed the purple line, so it went from 182 to 183. Soon as it crossed this purple line, I'll put my stop loss right here, that if it drops below that purple line, sell it. And I would have taken my profit here. So that's the level. And I can show you different charts. They all have the same thing, right? So, but yesterday is not really, this is not really a good chart to explain to you guys because the market is not acting rational right now. Just because a lot of people are afraid of losing money. There's trade war between US and China. So the market is not really acting how it should act. So this is not a good chart, honestly, because everything yesterday was kind of sideways. But you can watch the levels. Look at here, right? Look at this one. So now as they cross this green line right here, you can buy it right here. So if you would have set a stop loss, this is Apple. If you would have set, once you cross this green line, you can see the next line is like the purple, right? So even if you set a stop loss here, that if it goes back to the green line, they should sell it for you, right? It never went back to that green line, just kept going up, just kept going up. So this one, you could have ride it all the way up here. I would have probably sold it here. See what I mean? Because once it crossed that purple line, there's no really resistance here, and it just kept going all the way up here. So, and you can see, and this is always the case. Anytime it goes bullish, bullish means that when the market is green, it is always above this orange line, always. And I can show you another one. You see this one, when it is bearish, it is below that line, and it is also under this purple, this orange and red line. But this is not a good chart either because the market is trading sideways. But this, see, everything was kind of like doing the same. And these are the stocks that I trade every day. Like at least I try to trade. My top one is Tesla, Amazon, Nvidia, Apple. Then if there's an opportunity with Palantir, Meta, or Microsoft, I will. But my main one is Tesla, Amazon, Nvidia. Just because a lot of people are trading them and there's a lot of money moving around in this stock. So it's easier to trade them and make money on them. If you trade Tesla, Tesla can go up $5 and one contract you can make 500 to 1,000 very easy. So yeah, so those are all the things I can share with you guys. So this is how I'm trading right now.
Aziz, have you ever thought about automating this? Just a quick thought.
I did. I automated it.
Oh, okay.
But because the market is acting weird, and that's a good thing. So my automation, when I automated it and ChatGPT helped me with it, right?
Yeah.
I automated it with when setting conditions in the market, like I said, certain conditions are met, it would alert me on the stock and it'll say, okay, this is a good time to buy it. So but the market is not acting right and my conditions never, it never met the condition. That's why I never got the alert. So I know whatever I automated is working. So let me show you what it will look like. Let's say I got it. So I never got it yesterday on any of this because the market, so it will look like this. So I'll get it here. I'll get an alert here, right? So at this particular time, it wants to do what I want it to do, right? It wants to go up, but again, it's just market sentiment. This is the one I lost money on yesterday because as soon as I got that alert, I bought it, right? And under normal market condition, I believe most of the time it would do whatever, it would have an upward trend. But yesterday there was just a different case. Like this whole week has been a different case. And last week, just because of the trade war. So the market is not trading the way it should trade. But as soon as I bought it here, after this, I put my stop loss. So when it went up here. I think I bought it like up here. Then I put my stop loss. But this one, I lost a lot of money because I waited a little bit. And when it starts to come down on this line, I sold it. But then I lost maybe like $100 or $200 or something like that. But really, I could have put my stop loss here on this line and sold it when it got back to this line. So, but I can't really find a good example of that alert because the market is not trading rational. But in the past weeks, when I've made those alerts and I reviewed the chart, it did exactly what it's supposed to do. Yeah, so I did automate it and I'm still improving it, but I mean, so far, I just have to wait till the market is okay before I truly know whether that whatever I automate is working.
Yeah, and one more thing, as far as like learning to read like candlesticks, because I'm kind of new to it. Is there like any specific like maybe YouTube course or anything that you know that's out there? I know you say you might do something soon, but just to like get the hang of it.
Honestly, I used ChatGPT to teach me, right? I didn't so when it comes to stock price, so you guys remember what I said, right? The main thing you want to figure out for the day is the levels for the stock. The levels, right? What level does it have to go to? That once it cross that level, you know, okay, I'll buy it here. And if it cross this level, I'll say that's the level. But you see this candlestick you are seeing? My time is on a 15 minutes time frame. So one candle is for 15 minutes for the day. That's what that's saying, right? One candle is 15 minutes. So within that 15 minutes, this candle is going up, is going down, is going up, is going down, is going up. Once that 15 minutes end, another 15 minutes will start again. It's going up, going down, going up, going down, going up, going down. Then it will either end at one price during that 15 minutes. Then once that 15 minutes end, another 15 minutes. You understand? So that's how, and you can set it, you see here, you can set it 1 minute time, 5 minutes time, 15 minutes, 1 hour. I like the 15 minutes because I feel like it gives me clear view. So I do the 15 minutes, right? So this is how Agile learn and what those candles mean. So let me show you guys something. So this is a candle, right? This is a green candle and red candle, right? So when a candle is green, it means in that 15 minutes time frame, the price of the candle opened right here. And in that 15 minutes time frame, it closed here, meaning that it opened at a lower price and closed at a higher price. That's why the candle is green, because you made money in that 15 minutes, right? And the thin line you are seeing in the middle means that in that 15 minutes time frame, it went as high as here and it went as low as here. And if it's a red candle, just flip that concept backwards, right? When it is a red candle, it means the candle opened up here in that 15 minutes time frame and it closed down here. Meaning that it opened at a higher price, closed at a lower price. And the line you see in the middle is how high and how low it went. Meaning that in that 15 minutes, it went as high as here and it went as low as here. So if I show you guys that in the if I show you guys that in the thing. So like I said, you guys are seeing this. These are like 15 minutes, right? In the 15 minutes. So if we take this red candle, in that 15 minutes, this price opened at 254.33, right? Then in that 15 minutes, it dropped. It went as high. At some point, it went all the way to 257. Then it dropped to 250 at some point in that 15 minutes, but ultimately it opened at 254 and it closed at around 251. So that's why the candle is red, because it lost money. And you always want to pair it with the the bar you are seeing here. So this is the volume bar, right? If you see the bar as high and the bar is red, it means that in that time people are selling. In that 15 minutes, more people are selling than buying. So here that the candle is green, the candle opened at 242. And in that 15 minutes, it went up to like 248, but it closed at 247. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. Yes, I've learned
Yeah,
a whole lot just from these few minutes. Yes.
Yeah. So
thanks a lot.
that's how you read the candle in terms of, so you can now, if you put it on 5 minutes time frame, for example, if I change this to 5 minutes, you will see the candle in 5 minutes. So it means that one candle is representing 5 minutes. A lot of day traders use 5 minutes, really, but I like 15 minutes, so I use 15 minutes. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So once you understand how the candle is moving, like, right? So I'm kind of like giving you guys things to do a research on, right? Understand how the candle is moving and how that's relating to the volume. Like I've already told you guys, if the typically if the candle is green, the volume will be green. And if the candle is red, the volume will be red. If the volume is red, it means people are selling. If the volume is green, it means people are buying in that time. So since I know that, when the stock is moving around here, I just stay out of it. I don't do anything with it. But as soon as the stock cross up here, cross this green line, that's when I will be willing to buy it. Because at that point, I'm predicting that it will keep going up. And as soon as I buy it, after I cross this green line, I will also put my stop loss that if it's so that when it drops back to this green line, they can sell it and I don't lose too much money. Because sometimes it may cross back down, sometimes it may keep going up. So in the case of the ones that I bought that you saw I made 1,000 and stuff, because once it crossed that line and I bought it, they keep going back up and I made my money and I sold it at some point. And another thing is when it comes to stock, another thing I learned is, especially options trading, you have to be very disciplined and don't be greedy. And in the past, when I was losing money, it's because I was being greedy, right? These levels are what you want to watch, right? All this, you see in this case where the line is, once it cross this purple, right? The next level is the green. So as it cross this green, so you already, once it cross this purple, you already put your stop loss here that if it goes back to the purple, sell. But let's say it keeps going up, like you see this candle here. This is a good candle, right? Cross this purple. After I went back down, right? This is one of the first time it crossed the purple, right? So you can even buy from here. This might be a good time to enter here or here, right? You bought it here. You put your stop loss that if it comes to this purple, you sell it, right? It never came back to the purple. It went up here and it crossed this green. So as it crossed this green, you take out your stop loss and you put your stop loss above this, below this green. Now this green becomes your next stop loss, right? So when it dropped here, they would have sold it for you, and that is fine. At least you are walking away with profit. And that's what I've learned on how you can trade the market. But like I said, these are not regular normal market conditions because there's a lot of fear in the market. The market is not really doing what it's supposed to do. But when the market is normal, trust me, there will be a lot of money someone can make.
Are you still gonna have the how this market is where we can trade right behind you? You say you was gonna do that on I think that's on the Slack or one of these weekends,
Yeah,
or we can invest in our own money, and some people might understand, for as for as the risk that is involved, $200, $300 or whatnot. Just if I lose that, I wouldn't be upset. But if I made from $300 to $1,000, I would be happy because I'm assuming I'm looking at your market. You stays on it, and if you stay on it and you say, okay, well, all right, well, I'm cutting my stop losses right here. I cut my stop losses right behind you, and if I lose, I lose. If I gain, I gain. Are you still gonna have that that coming up soon?
Yeah, sure. So sure. When I'm trading, but I want to just once the market goes normal, right? And I'm
Mm-hmm.
testing like my strategy, the stuff that I'm doing, then yeah, I'll have like a link, a Zoom link for you guys, and you guys can just join. And as I'm making the trade, I'll just tell you guys like this is where because every day the levels are different. So that is why when you see some people when they're trying to tell you how to what to buy, right? And on Monday, on Sunday, they send out the watch list and they say, oh, Tesla for 200, Amazon for this price, Amazon for this price. I really don't like that because nobody knows where it is going to go for the week. One news can come out for the day and it will drop it, right? So the best way to trade the market is every single day you are looking at the lines for the support and the resistance because that will tell you when to buy for the day, when to sell. You
And
understand?
what
Or unless if you're just buying a long contract and you just leaving it there and you are waiting for it to cross that price.
my thing is, which line is the resistance line?
Whichever one is at the bottom, the lowest one will be the
Okay, that's
resistance. The
gotcha.
bottom two, and the top two will be the sub. No, no, not the bottom. I'm sorry. The resistance will be the top two.
The top two?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's the
And the
resistance.
bottom two is the support.
Okay.
And do you set those based on your personal preference, the resistance and support?
No, the price sets it for me.
Oh, so
How,
that's
how,
set
how,
regardless.
yes, how the price move for the day automatically draws this line for me based on the code that I've put in there.
Oh, okay. So this actually based on your code. This is based on your okay. That's what I
Yes.
was trying to get at. Like you have to set your own
No,
preference.
no. I didn't set it. The stock itself set the line
But
itself.
Okay.
this is your automation though, right?
Yeah, so I don't want to say it in the wrong way. So whatever code I wrote did not the code just draws the line for me. But
Okay. All right.
the
Cool.
stock
Cool.
is the actual one that is dictating what that line is, not
Okay.
not my code.
Okay.
Okay.
My
Got it.
code only draws the line for me so I can see it.
Okay.
Right.
Makes
But
sense.
the stock is the one dictating exactly where the line will be.
And
And every day the line is different.
okay. And when you do come on and you are ready for us to trade right behind you, is it a good thing for us to just set it up right now for us? What is this trading view? Set up trading view right now. So when you do come on, we can already be because I'm pretty sure you're gonna be talking to me.
Yes, yes. I think yes, it would be good to have like a lot of stuff set up on your end, like setting up. I use TradingView. Mind you, I paid for this. I didn't use it because I didn't. I was like, man, there's too much going on here. I don't even know why I paid for it. But then once I started learning, one day I just got fed up. And it was like 3 a.m. in the morning. I just asked ChatGPT, I was like, look, I, when the market and I was having conversations, right? When the market does this, what does this mean? What does that mean? So he kept telling me, okay, when the market is like this, it means this. When the stock price is like this, it means this. When the stock price like, and I was like, based on all these things we just discussed, help me create a code that looks for this condition. That was how I end up with my code,
Mhm.
right? So yes, I'll say have all your app trading view set up, right? You can have trading view, you create your watch list, and I can show you how to add all these things. Like you add, so my watch list here, these are the ones that I really want to trade for the day. And if I don't see anything here, I'll move on to my second watch list, which is this one. If I don't see anything here, I'll move on to my third watch list, which is this. So
And
the two offers so many, everything you need is here, really, honestly.
gotcha,
Mhm.
gotcha. And how much it is for the trading view? About what,
Um,
roughly what, a week?
TradingView is like you subscribe for a year. It's just an application, like any type of application, right? Application out there that you can you can subscribe to. Let me just find the pricing for you. Trading View pricing. They have a free version though.
But that's the one that you want us to use once you come on the free version.
I mean, since you guys, I think I don't remember. So it's here, right?
Mm-hmm. And they let you do option. They let you do option trader. They don't do like Robinhood where you gotta have an interview. You gotta set all this up.
No,
They gotta
because
call you and all that.
no. This is not like a. This is not a you're not. They are not. You are not buying or selling anything on their thing. They are just showing you the data for the market. That's what their stuff is for. So
So I would still need.
I can't remember which one I have. I think,
So
oh yeah, it says here, I have this one. You can see I have the premium one, which is $600 a year.
So I'm still gonna have to get Robinhood then, huh?
Yeah, Robinhood would be your regular trading thing, regular trading platform, right?
Well, right.
But
Yeah, but Robinhood. Go ahead.
this service only shows you the data for the market, so you can know how the market is doing. The stock price is moving for the day. You understand?
Yeah, but you don't trade on this.
No, I don't trade on this. I look at the data here, then I
Mm-hmm.
trade on Robinhood with the data.
Yeah.
But the good thing about this is they actually have, and maybe that's the next thing to learn, right? I think I'm just used to Robinhood that I don't want to use other trading platform. But I've heard people that are professionals say that Robinhood is not the best platform to trade. That they use a different trading thing. So if you look at this trading panel here, this trading view actually connects to any of this trading platform. So if you have any of this trading platform, you can connect your account to it and you can make your trade from trading view and it will trade on that trading platform there. But Robinhood is not part of the platform you can connect to.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So this is a really good, it gives you so much information about the stock. Like if you click on the stock, you can see the price for the day. You can see some key stats. You just get a whole lot of information about the stock. Yeah.
Gotcha. I got you.
So I like the platform a lot.
Yeah. I gotta find a trading platform that ain't gonna ask me a whole bunch of questions and let me just do what I want to do with my own money.
So
You know what
take
I mean?
a screenshot of this. So you can take a screenshot of this. Let me see if I can make it bigger. Yeah, right. So these are all trading platforms that are out there. There's even way more, right? I know the one that is similar to Robinhood that people also like. Check out Webull and check out I've seen one of my friend that actually told me about TradingView. He used Interactive Brokers. That's the one he used. And you can see their ratings here, like what people have rated them. So you can see these ones are so the ones that I know for sure that a lot of people know, Webull and Interactive Trader. I check them out. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cause if Weeble ain't gonna ask me if I'm old enough to trade
Yeah,
options and
they
all that.
probably don't have their stuff is probably not as strict as Robinhood.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's what I've been wanting to ask you. I'm like, man, but I always see you go to Robinhood and Robinhood. I set it on up for them to call me back. Yeah, they never called me back. And when they did call me back, I was doing something I couldn't give him the answers that he wanted. So, I guess I gotta go somewhere else. So
Yeah,
that's where I'm at with it.
there's other platforms out there that you can use. So you don't have
But
to.
they gonna give me the same candlestick, the same pretty much everything that you have that's Robinhood to have. Was
Yeah.
with this. I got you.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
And you don't know a particular day that you're gonna start doing it, so I can have it marked on my calendar and have it all up and ready.
I think I really just want the market to be normal before I start doing that, because right now the market is like just any single on a given day, the market just doesn't make sense. Because everything is moving based on whatever Trump says and what China says. So China says something, the market moves the same way. Trump says something, the market moves. So the market is really not trading on that good. I'm on that how it would normally trade when everything is just okay.
I
So
believe it. How about 4 months? 4 months, it should go back to normal.
I believe I want it to. I pray it does. And I think once that is, but under this normal market, I want to just keep testing what I'm doing. And if it consistently work, then I may start it sooner than that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And
Yeah.
you ain't gonna have like a specific number for us to start with. And like
No,
let's say it's like, all right, I wanna trade right behind you, and I got $500.
that's
It's like,
fine.
okay, you know the
Yeah.
risk. You know the risk if you lose it, if you get it. But I'm keeping you informed. Like, okay, look, AZ, I got 500. I need where I need to put my stop loss at, and you can probably help me with what I need to have my stop loss for us at that particular time. And as
Mhm.
time goes on, you can be like, well, you can do this all by yourself.
Exactly.
To
Yeah.
put it at, and know where to stop
Mm-hmm.
it at, and then before you know it, I wouldn't probably need your help. I think that's would be the ultimate goal,
Yeah.
in my opinion, for me.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so I think once you do a couple of trades, you know where to put your stop loss. Like again, for me, I always just watch the level. And once the stock cross below the level, that's my stop loss right there. I'm selling it. Whether I'm losing money, that's fine. Because there will be majority of the time if the market is like when I got this alert, let's say it was a good market day where the news is not affecting anything, it would most likely continuously go up. But either way, once you set your stop loss, you are good. Um you'll be able to protect yourself. That's why I said you can't be afraid to lose money, because sometimes when you get that indication that okay, is ready to move bullish, it might drop a little bit, before it finally moves up. So, but just in case your prediction is wrong and apparently it just continues to drop, you at least you have that stop loss there protecting you. So that's
Right,
why
right.
I say you lose $100 here and there. It's better than the way I used to trade before. I've traded before where I had like $30,000 in it, and overnight the next day I woke up it was zero. And I just I hate that type of strategy now, because then my trading wasn't based on anything. It was just based on emotions and me thinking the price is going to go up the next day. But the market doesn't care about anyone. So, which is why if you are trading with someone and someone says, "Oh, this is the levels for this stock price for the week." There's no guarantee that this price will go there for the week. There's just no guarantee. All that stuff is just guess. But every day you can come to the market, let the market print the levels for you. Because like I said, the green lines you are seeing, the red lines, the orange line, I didn't do that. That is not me that just magically put that there. The market put that line there for me. So now that I see the line for the day, you can say this stock is not really profitable yesterday because it didn't move above the green line too much and it didn't move below it. It's just in the middle. And that's because of Trump's news. But on a normal day when the market is moving, it will blow past this green line or it will blow past this red line. One of those two will be happening. Or it may have a day where it is just moving like this. But typically it will go up, it will go down. So um yeah, so every day it's better to just come see what the market is doing and make your decision based on that. Yeah. All right. Let me not talk too much. So that's it. But once I'm ready, I'll definitely let you guys know.
Okay. All right. No
All right.
problem.
Cool. All right. Well, I'll see you guys next week then. But if you Dylan, let's try to meet either tomorrow or Monday. Just remember, once you're free, call me on Slack.
Hello,
All
Aziz.
right.
Hello.
I'll call you.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah, were you agreeing on starting like some kind of mentorship, like your own community with trading? Is that something we're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
And you said when you're ready, but you didn't
yes,
give okay, you didn't
yeah,
give a
when I'm
time.
right, because right now I was saying that the market is not really moving normal, the normal how it would normally move. Because right now the market is based on the trade war sentiment, right?
Okay.
So it's not really good to trade now, especially for you guys that are absolute beginners, right? I still feel like I'm a beginner too. It's not really good because it's just too volatile. Because one word from Trump, President Trump, the market goes down. One word from China, the market goes up. So it's really not. So I think everyone is just kind of waiting till that whole trade war is kind of like they know where everything is going. Then I think the market will be back to normal where you have a day where the market is either moving up or down. Because let me show you guys something. If you look at all this, I'll show you. So you can see this is, let me put Tesla here. This is Amazon, this is NVIDIA, and this is Tempest AI. You can see yesterday, let me show you their chart. You guys see the similarity between them?
Yeah, the correlation.
Yeah, you see that the price is almost moving the same. So under normal market conditions, when the market is normal, this don't happen. The price don't move the same because Tesla might be up and Amazon might be down. Vice versa, Nvidia might be up. They don't move the same. They are moving the same way because it is based on the market sentiment, right? Because of the trade war going on, it means that there is nothing particularly bad about the company for the day that is either bringing the stock price down or up. But the stock price is going down or just trading sideways like this based on market sentiment. A lot of people are just afraid about the stock market at the moment. And it makes sense because there's a trade war going on between US and China. So this is not a good way to trade. So that's why I said I want to wait till all this stuff is gone. On a day where you will see the chart between Tesla, Amazon, NVIDIA, and Tempest AI, the chart has to be different for all four of them. It can be similar. Yeah.
Okay, so how does Trump sentiment affect? I know there's no economic class, but I'm just kind of curious. How does Trump sentiment or Trump's like emotions or whatever affects the Tempest AI? Is that Chinese? No, that's American, right? I'm not
It's
sure.
American, exactly. It shouldn't, right? You would think it shouldn't, but it does because again, nothing in the market is trading rationally right now.
Okay.
Every stock in the American stock market, right, is trading based on sentiment. That's why I said it. That's the perfect question. That's why I was saying that it's really not a good time for like day trading and all that stuff, right? Because like you said, Tempest AI is not really even importing and exporting anything. It's just an app. But this market sentiment is still affecting it, where it is not going up, not going down. It's just kind of like sideways. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's based on the overall market sentiment. And you know how I look at the overall market sentiment? I look at the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. So typically the rule is if this is green, then the majority of there will be some green stocks here. And if this is red, then there will be red here. But yesterday, this was red throughout the day. It just turned green like right when market was about to close. So yeah, so these are just trading based on market sentiment. That's why I said it's really not a good. It's not really a good way to day trade, honestly.
One more thing, please.
Mhm.
If you don't mind. So, what is your like what trading time you think is preferable? I know you live in the United States, so maybe you're gonna trade New York time. So, like, what time? Like, how long? And then is there
Oh,
like a specific YouTube playlist you could recommend?
oh no. Well, for the YouTube, I didn't watch any YouTube video, so I don't know which one to recommend.
Okay.
But the trading time is when market opens, right? Market opens at the same time worldwide, but it's just you need to figure out what time it is for you, right? So I'm on New York time.
Yeah.
So that is
So,
9:30, 9:30 a.m. my time.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's when I'm ready looking at these lines, right? Looking at what's going on. So when I enter a trade is when I see that opportunity where, like I said, when it crossed the level that I want it to cross, then I'll buy, right? And once it goes up to a certain level, I feel comfortable with my profit, I sell and I'm done for the day. Typically, when the market was good, really by 10 a.m., 11, I'm already done. I've made money and I'm done for the day. Sometimes the profit may come in the afternoon. Like some of the money I made this week came after 1. Okay. I saw the profit like around 1:30. Right. So and in the morning I didn't see anything. So I just kept monitoring it and I saw a good opportunity in the afternoon. That was when I jumped in. Right. So but typically the market opens at 9:30 a.m. my New York time, and it closes at 4. But you want to start when the market opens because typically that's when there's a lot of movement in the market where you can see profit.
Okay.
So you definitely want to start when market opens.
And you do this on your computer or on your phone or on both?
I watch the chart on my computer, but I try to make the trade on my phone through the app. I want to get used to how to making the trade on my computer, but I think because I've been using the app so long, I'm just used to the app. So I'm just making the trade on the app, but I'm watching the chart on my computer.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. So I'll just keep you guys posted on how everything is going. Then once I'm ready, I'll definitely let you guys know.
All right, Aziz. I
All
hope
right.
it's soon.
All right.
All right. Yeah, but if you guys
Yeah.
have any
Getting
question,
too excited, man.
question in between, just let me know. I'll answer any question. If it is something I understand, I'll answer the question.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All
Cool.
right. Well,
All
Thank you,
right.
guys.
Thanks, guys. Have a
no
good
problem,
weekend.
Easy.
All
Same to
right.
you, my guy.
All right. Bye.
Bye.